Hey, it's Children of the Tentacle, a rather insignificant Keyforge channel, and we're looking at the second round of the KOTE tournament, the number 4, and more specifically at my personal round, so it's a point of view, perspective, and this week we're playing reversal. So my opponent will have the joy to play Le Moine le Cryptique, and I will be piloting Price the Systematically Blank. So we've seen the previous week Le Moine, and it's kind of unwieldy, not very easy to maneuver around. And let me dive straight into Price. So Logo, Soy and Shadows, fairly good combination, high SAS, decent speed. What is notable here is, I believe, what looks like an extremely fast Logos. A Saurian, and for having tried the deck a little bit, I really see the appeal. We have a lot of creatures that put Ember on the Saurian creatures and potentially things around, with the golden spirals on top of that, the tribute and the double engine power that really, I would say, help with this plan to put a lot of creatures down, have a lot of effect, and then ward everybody. And on the other hand, the Shadows main combo I'm seeing is a double Ronnie and Kaimer, which is slightly counterproductive with the warding, but essentially if we position the things well and we play Kaimer at the right moment, the objective is really to get rid of some of the bodies on the opponent side and essentially recycle the wrist blocks immediately. So very interesting deck, very cool. Kind of the difficult pieces to play around, in my view, kind of the traps, potentially the portal, the Keyforgery are the more difficult pieces to handle, but most of the rest is fairly straightforward, and I believe my objective here is to simply outpace the one. So let's go. Here we go with the game. And here we go with the game. So starting right away, and I'm not so much of a fan of my hands. I can get rid of a lot of the less useful Shadows card, and I think this is what I'm going with. And probably my first round would be the Tato, once again focusing on the speed. Yeah, Tato. And archiving the lonely Logos card. Pretty much thinking what I'm going to do next. My opponent starts with Brognar, which is not a good sign if you have a lot of Brognars in hand. Mog Hunter, Lacquer, and the Ire stuff. So pretty much not really managing to achieving a lot here. Oh, actually the Fire Breath could be a bit of a problem here. So let me think. I really don't want to play my single Saurian creatures, so let me just cycle my hand here. Essentially, yeah. Just force him into either reacting to that or with another Brognar turn or moving into something else, which is probably what he will be doing. There's not much threat for him there. Yeah, and he plays Star Alliance. So this is good. Stealth mode, not ideal for me if I want to play the Saurians. Then place the 4th field on the Mog Hunter, place the Morpheus. So I'm pretty lucky here. he didn't have any other Kirby's. I'm thinking I can't play the tribute, of course, and I definitely don't want to discard it, so I will have a bit of fun, and I don't want Morpheus to stay in game. Morpheus can be a disaster in L1, so I'm just bringing, like, getting rid of all the upgrades and putting it back to the previous square. I'm not playing much, but I have to play around the stealth mode, and I'm thinking I've really put his game plan back, while on my hand I'm pretty much the same as the turn before. So now we have a big soil into Axiom of Gresk. I think that's a misplay here. Honestly, it's not worth the Simon. Clearly I don't have any Shadows card in hand. He plays Tenopius. Does actually exalt it. So that's interesting. And he tributes me. And capturing everything on the Tenopius. Now I'm worried because I'm thinking if he gets the 6 Ampere, I'm in trouble. So I need to very much accelerate at that point. So my plan here is I'm looking at my creatures and I'm thinking, okay, if I'm playing Odak, protected by the Centurion Legionary. Oh, sorry. And I tribute immediately, and I try to... kind of my Odak is protected by the Stenopius if my opponent plays 6 Ampere. So I'm in a good place, and I can get rid of all his Amber, and I can use the Amber to forge. Okay, I think that's the plan here. So playing Odak, yep, tribute, exalt, yep, Kelly Pigeon, yep, and then get to the right. Warding, and I'm warding protection because it doesn't have removal outside of fighting and the axiom. So I'm actually pretty good. Or Fire Breath could be a bit of a way. So I'm thinking I just need to protect the Triserian Legionary here. It's a much, much better idea. Alright, so it uses the Iron Staff on Alaka. Probably wants to remove the ward from the Legionary. Plays Steelkin, plays Mog Hunter. Okay, I see the plan. Steelkin will get rid of the ward, I suppose, on the Legionary. No, actually it double attacks Mahagamaga. I don't really get that, but I mean, in any case, it really helps. Plays Overrun for the Ember. And this is here I make a mistake, because I think I would have been much wiser to keep one Ember here, rather than consuming all the Ember. And the reason being, there is no steel in my deck, in my opponent's deck, Le Moine Cryptic. But I do have 2 Ancient Power, and keeping one Ember here would have actually been a way to have a free ward on every turn for a rather cheap cost. So reaping, strengthening, adding some strength to my daughter. I think that's why I'm very happy actually. I'm realizing Ice Staff is actually quite a tricky card to play. because I wouldn't add 1 power to the daughter. I'm perfectly fine not playing the daughter, just having 1 extra card every turn. That's not a problem. I would never fight with her. Now I'm looking. I don't want to play Regrettable Meteor, and this is where I'm regretting. If I had the 1 Ember, I could have played the Ancient Power, warded all my Saurian, and I would have been in a much better place. I would like to wait. The Meteor will wait for more dinosaurs to be on their side, I'm thinking. I don't want to play the Meteor now. But I'm playing my artifact, the Spiral, I'm Scutum here, and I'm just removing the... And I think the plan at this point is to Spiral first and then Ancient Power. I think it's a little bit bulky. It's costing me 1 card just to get a single ward. I'm not sure this is the most optimal play, to be honest. I would much rather have drawn another card, especially since there's a second Ancient Power. And yes, now I'm getting a fantastic use of the Tachyon Pearls. I think this is exactly what you need to do right before putting the Enchanted Lands in play and getting rid of my really cool set of artifacts. So nothing to say here. The Zap is coming into play to kill the daughter, and this is where I'm back to the eye stuff. Why did he add 1 power? He could have killed the daughter otherwise and just pinged the Legionary to remove the ward. It would have been much, much better. I'm still holding on the Meteor because I want to use the Meteor to kill all of his Soil's creature, which will never dare to come. And this is kind of the dilemma. Am I waiting for the Sip Snipper to arrive, or am I waiting for the Soil Ball to arrive? I need to act on it or not. Yeah, I'm going for Logos. Getting rid of the Alaka at least, putting some creatures on the board. But this is, I'm basically cycling my deck, try to get another key at that point. I don't think I really have a plan. And I mean, honestly, Kelly Pigeon Ideal hasn't come the best creature for that. I don't have my Spiral, so I can't do much with this really cool artifact. And now I'm getting the Colosseum, and my hopes are up, because if he's playing the Colosseum, maybe he wants to fight it. Maybe he's going to play a lot of the Soil's creatures. The Soils are pretty interesting in this deck because it's essentially some warding creatures and not much else, to be honest, and some fighty ones. The Brutodon comes in, taunting the Theros Centurion, capturing 1. The Auxiliary. Yeah, honestly, the placing is perfect. The Power Guardian placing is perfect. And now his last card is the 6 Emperor. If it is the 6 Emperor, he gets the 3 Ember and moves on. If not, I'm just playing my Meteor. I'm killing my board, I don't care. I can't let that board leave. I think the placing is a little bit bad. I would have put all the Soils on the same side just to be able to have the Power Guardian ward, also the Centurion. But yeah, exactly. Reaping. And I'm playing this just for the Ember and getting rid of his board. And I think this is the turn of the game. I don't think he can come back from that. I've got a fantastic Shadows hand. That's pretty much going to be game. The question is now, I've got my Roni Chimera combo. I don't have the double Rani. I don't want to hold 2 cards and chain myself with 2 Shadows cards just for the pleasure of it and waiting for him to be in the 7+ frame. I just want to race at that point. So I'm thinking, regardless of what he plays, pretty much all of his Ember control is gone. I just want to win at that point. I think I'm realizing Le Moine is a double challenge, because it's really hard to play. If the cards don't come in the right order, you will have a problem in playing it. And I face sometimes I can really lose hard. My bet by choosing that deck would be that people wouldn't play 2 stronger decks. I think that deck is, I'm playing Price, the Systematically Blank, is really good. I think its main weakness is the Ember control is somewhat limited to 1 house, which can be a bit of a challenge, because I mean, you can't always play Shadows. You can really run out of steam when it comes to blocking your opponents, and you don't have artifact control. So if he had all his Star Alliance first with the Uncharted Lands, I would have been in a world of pain. And this is actually what happened in some of my training games. So here I'm in a much better place, because basically for my 3rd key, I don't think he has the control, and we're going to be able to close that game pretty much. I don't think he's got anything that can even capture 1 Ember here. Maybe a frame, and that will be all. No, I'm silly. There's no frame in that deck. There's 4 creatures. It's double Kirby, Kirkar, and Morpheus. DraftKings is just evaluating all the options, and that's game. That would be a GG. Star Alliance, there's no Ember control in Star Alliance, so where Kirby, 2nd Kirby here. Okay. And that's game. So thank you. So that's the thing. There's obviously a number of people that will bring very strong decks, and I will be lucky in these times. I'm just hoping that a lot of people made the same bet as I did, and not only focus on bringing the best deck and winning half of their games. And I'm betting on that. Well, thanks a lot for listening, and hopefully in 1 week we'll get the 3rd round. Thank you, bye.